This dissertation aims at analyzing memory in its various aspects related to the sensory, emotional, medical, and linguistic spheres. Today, I will focus on the linguistic and professional aspect, which goes hand in hand with my graduation course and my desire to better understand the connection between memory and languages and the work of a linguistic mediator. But allow me also to point out that the dissertation is dedicated to a dear person I love and feel close, that is no longer here, but whose memory led me to write about the current topic. Memory, embodied by the Greek goddess Mnemosyne, is shaped and divided into sensory, short-term and long-term memory, each one with specific features. It is considered the ability to roughly associate the external stimuli with their responses, as well as the act of remembering. Memory has a role also in language learning, in which language education takes over, as an interdisciplinary and theoretical practical study that aims at linguistically teaching the learner to be motivated to be fluent in languages and to learn about different cultures. In this context, the explicit memory is triggered to actively recall things through logic. Moreover, as far as the fluent knowledge of languages is concerned, there is an interesting study carried out first by David Snowdon and then by Professor Susan Tyas on the nuns of an American convent, who were asked if they could be assessed until their death to prove how the knowledge of languages can be associated with lower risk of dementia. Professor Tyas, who linguistically analyzed some of the sisters included in the previous study, concluded that language develops in the brain in a complex manner, and when switching from one language to another, great cognitive flexibility is needed to keep the brain active. Even water has a memory, known as its ability to remember the substances with which it has been exposed, and then to take form based on the stimuli to which it is subjected. This was highlighted by the study conducted by the Japanese scientist Masaru Emoto, who found that in the simulation of water, even languages have a role, since if water crystals are exposed to the same word in different idioms, they take similar shapes, because all words are formed based on a common natural principle, regardless of the language. Professionally, memory is also fundamental for interpreters and translators. Interpretation involves oral communication, whereas translation focuses more on writing. Two of the main interpreting techniques are simultaneous and consecutive, in which the interpreter conveys the message from the speaker to the listener using different tools, and therefore, when conveying the information, great concentration is needed to avoid misunderstandings. At the basis of the two techniques are short-term, long-term, and mid-term memory that recognize the most important elements of speech and the associated links to better understand the meaning of the message. In simultaneous interpretation, cognitive memory is also activated to analyze the semantic content of the speech. Translation memory, instead, is an archive of sentences, paragraphs, or segments previously translated and grouped into translation units, used together with CAT tools that check if in new documents there are previously translated words to avoid their repetition. The system is very useful for the translator because it saves time while maintaining quality, accuracy, and uniformity of language without replacing the role of the expert. This was confirmed in a 2006 survey conducted on professional translators, in which 82.5% of the respondents confirmed they used this specific tool. In conclusion, it is necessary to reiterate the importance of memory, because, through recall, it becomes a vehicular tool in our lives, since it concerns brain functioning to which it is connected, and also makes it possible, thanks to language learning, to enrich one's cultural background, but also to develop and improve the skills associated with it.